Hello friends, today we are going to see the trick to solve maximum power transfer theorem based sums. Let me tell you, we are going to see 5 sums with 5 conditions which will help you to solve maximum power transfer theorem sums very easily. We are going to see all these 5 conditions one by one in each sums. Just for a hint, you can consider this condition that we know for the maximum power to be transferred to the load, RL should be equals to RS, but this is valid only for the resistive network. Okay, so like this condition, we are going to see all these 5 conditions with sums such that we will get the better idea to solve this type of sums. Okay, so let's start with the first sum, and the first sum is from EC 2001. In the figure, the value of the load resistor RL which will maximizes the power delivered to is. Okay, so you can see the circuit is like this and the options are given below. So if you observe this circuit carefully, you can see we have to find out the value of RL. RL is unknown here. Okay, so for the circuit where you have to find out RL and you have RS, you have XS, you have to find out RL. RL is unknown, XL you know, and you have to find out simply RL. Okay, so for this type of circuit, RL is simply RS square plus XS plus XL the whole square. Okay, so here you can see we have RS as 10 ohm. Okay, this is our ZS, this is our ZL. Okay, so in ZL we want the value of RL. We know the value of XL here. XL here is simply 0 ohm, right? So XL is 0. We know RS is equals to 10 ohm. We want XS, right? To get XS, we have to write ZS as RS plus JXS. Okay. So from this circuit, you can write this inductor as SL. SL is nothing but J omega L. J omega is 10 here, right? 10. So J10 into L is nothing but 1. So it is nothing but J10. Okay. So we can write ZS as 10 plus J10. Okay, so here we have RS as 10 ohm, XS as 10 ohm. So our RL will be simply RS ka square is nothing but 100 plus XS is 10, XL is nothing but 0 ohm ka square. Okay, so here we will get under root of 200. It is nothing but 2 into 10 into 10, right? So we can write it as 10 root 2. It is nothing but 10 multiplied by 1.414. Okay, so here we can write it as 14.14 ohm. Okay, so here you can see, if you know this condition, you can solve this type of sum very easily. If you don't know this condition, you may end up with the answer that is 10 ohm. Okay, so be careful while you solve this type of sum. You should know all the conditions, and after that only you have to target all this type of sums. Okay, so now let's see another sum with another condition. So now let's see this sum. This is of EC 2003. A source of angular frequency 1 radian per second has a source impedance consisting of 1 ohm resistance in the series with 1 Henry inductance. The load that will obtain the maximum power transfer is. So basically, if you draw the circuit from this statement, you have a source which have angular frequency as 1 radian per second, omega is 1 radian per second. You have Zs which consists of 1 ohm resistance in series with 1 Henry inductance. Okay, so here you have 1 ohm plus 1 Henry inductance is in series, and you have to find out the value of ZL. Okay, value of ZL. So now your question would be like, how I figured out that I have to find out the value of RL. As you have seen in the previous question, we were directly given that we have to find out the value of RL. Okay, that means the resistive part of the ZL. But here I am directly writing the value of ZL we have to find. As you can see in the question, we are not directly mentioned that whether we have to find out the value of RL or XL. Okay, so in this type of sum, you have to assume that we have to find out the value of ZL only. Okay, you can also see from the options, as you can see, most of the options consist of resistive part as well as reactance part. Okay, so from this also you can get a hint that we have to find out the value of ZL. Okay, so for this type of sum where we have the value of ZL unknown. Okay, in previous sum we were having the value of RL unknown, but here in this sum we have the complete ZL value unknown. Okay, so for this type of sum where you have to find out value of ZL and you have a ZS here, so your ZL value will be simply ZS ka conjugate. Okay, so here you can get ZS is nothing but 1 plus J, right? As you can see, we can write this as J omega L omega is nothing but 1, so we will have j into 1 into 1, it is nothing but j. So in terms we can write it as zs is nothing but 1 plus j. Okay, so zs ka conjugate will be nothing but replace j with minus j, so it is nothing but 1 minus j. Okay, so we can say the value of zl will be 1 minus j. So from the option you have to figure out which will be the correct one satisfying this condition. Okay, so we can directly say this 1 ohm resistance will be not our answer. 1 ohm parallel with 1 farad capacitor, 1 ohm series with 1 farad capacitor. Out of these two options we can have one. Why? Because we have minus sign here. Okay, so if we consider that 1 ohm parallel with 1 farad capacitor, then here we will have 1 parallel with 1 upon j omega c. Okay, omega is 1, c is 1, so here we will get 1 upon j. Okay, so here you can also write it as minus j. So if both are in parallel, so we will get minus j upon 1 minus j. Okay, so from this you can see this is not this one. Okay, so we will say this option is also not correct. So we are remaining with this 1 ohm series with 1 farad capacitor. So if 1 ohm is series with 1 farad capacitor, you will get, we can write 1 farad capacitor as minus j, right, from this one. Okay, so we will write 1 minus j will be the ZL when 1 ohm is series with 1 farad capacitor. Okay, and you can see that this is nothing but this ZS conjugate. So we will say the correct option will be this C1, that is 1 ohm series with 1 farad capacitor. So till now you have seen that when value of RL is unknown, then your RL will be simply RS the square plus XS plus XL the whole square. Okay, and in the second question we have seen when your complete ZL is unknown and you have ZS given, then your ZL value will be simply ZS ka conjugate. Okay, so hope you understand all these two conditions. Okay, now we will see more three condition and we will sum up this maximum power transfer theorem trick. Okay, now let's see this sum. This is of EC 1999. The value of R in ohm required for the maximum power transfer in the network shown in the figure. So here you can see the network here is the complete resistive. Okay, so this is the condition that we know from our BTAC. So the value of RL for maximum power transfer should be equals to RS, then only the maximum power will be transferred. Okay, so here in the circuit we just have to find out the value of RTH, and that will be equals to RRS, which is nothing but RL to get the maximum power transfer theorem. So here we have to find out the value of RTH. So for RTH here you can see we have a circuit which have only independent source. Okay, so we can get the RTH direct, that is by short circuiting the independent voltage source and by open circuiting the current source. Okay, so here if we do this we will get this one. This is your 5 ohm, this is your 20 ohm, this will be open circuit, and here you will have 4 ohm. Okay, and we have to find out the value of RTH here. So RTH will be simply 5 parallel with 20 plus 4 ohm. Okay, so 5 parallel 20 will be 5 into 20 upon 20 plus 5 plus 4 ohm. Okay, so here it will be 100 upon 25 plus 4 ohm. It is nothing but 25 ones are 25 fours are, so here it will be 4 plus 4, it is nothing but 8 ohm. Okay, so the value of RL for which the maximum power will be transferred to the load is nothing but 8 ohm. Okay, so this is our RS which will be equals to RL for the maximum power to be transferred. Okay, so the correct option will be this 8 ohm. So till now we have seen three conditions: when RL is unknown, when complete ZL is unknown, and when we have a resistive circuit. Okay, now let's see this sum. This is of EE 2017. In the circuit shown below, the value of capacitor C required for the maximum power to be transferred to the load is. Okay, and you observe this circuit here, we have to find out the value of this capacitor. Okay, so here you can see this is a sum where we have the unknown as XL. Okay, in the first sum we have seen the value of RL when it is unknown. Second sum was when the ZL was unknown. Okay, third sum was the resistive network, and this one is the fourth sum. Okay, sorry, this is the fourth sum, and in turns we have the four condition only. And you can see we have the sum where we have to find out the value of XL. It means the XL is unknown here. Okay, so whenever you get this condition, your XS plus XL will be equals to 0. It means that your RS will be equals to RL. Okay, as we know the value of RL is simply Rs square plus Xs plus XL the whole square, right? So when this term is 0, we will remain with Rs the whole square ka under root, okay? So it is nothing but Rs simply, okay? So whenever you get the condition when XL is unknown, you will simply put XS plus XL equals to 0 and you have the value of RL as Rs to get the maximum power to be transferred to the load, okay? So in the question you can see in the circuit shown below the value of capacitor C required for maximum power to be transferred to the load, okay? So we will say for maximum power to be transferred, Rs should be equals to RL. That means your imaginary part of ZL का imaginary part that is XL should be equals to 0, okay, or your RL should be equals to RL for maximum power to be transferred, okay? So here you can see your ZL is nothing but, this is your ZL, right? So ZL is nothing but J omega L plus 1 ohm parallel with 1 upon J omega C. Omega here you have 100, okay? So here we will get J 500, 100 into 5, okay, plus 1 parallel with 1 upon J. Omega is 100, C we don't know, okay, 100 C. If you simplify it, you will get J 500 plus 1 into this one, it will be 1 into 1 upon J 100 C upon 1 plus 1 upon J 100 C, right? So if we simplify it, we will get J 500 plus 1 upon 1 plus J 100 C, right? This J 100 C, J 100 C got cancelled if you cross multiply this term in the denominators, okay? So here you are remaining with this. We want ZL to be in A plus JB form, okay? So for that we are going to multiply the conjugate of this into numerator as well as denominator, okay? So we will get 1 minus J 100 C upon 1 minus J 100 C, okay? So here we will get J 500 plus 1 minus J 100 C upon 1 square plus 100 square C square, okay? So here you can see this is your resistive part and imaginary part you are simply J 500 minus J 100 C upon 1 square plus 100 square C. So your XL will be simply J 500 minus 100 C upon 1 square plus 100 square C square. So this is your XL and this is your RS. So you can use either of the condition to get your value of C. You can either equate RL equals to RS or you can equate this XL to equals to 0 to get your value of C. We will equate this one, this is simpler. So if you equate this one to RS, you will get RS is nothing but 0.5. 0.5 is equals to 1 upon 1 square plus 100 square C square. We can write 0.5 as 1 by 2. It means that this denominator should be equals to 2, right? So we can say 2 is nothing but 1 square plus 100 square C square. We can write 2 as 1 plus 1. It means we must have 100 square C square as value equals to 1, okay? So we will say 100 square C square should be equals to 1, okay? So we will have C square as 1 upon 100 square, okay? So it is nothing but 1 upon 10,000, okay? It is nothing but 10 raised to minus 4. So we will say C is nothing but 10 raised to minus 2, right? As you can see, this is C square. So C ka square is 10 raised to minus 4. So C will be nothing but 10 raised to minus 2. So here we have 0.01 farad as the value of capacitor. But from the option you can see we want in millifarad, nanofarad or microfarad, okay? So for that we have to convert this C value in millifarad, okay? So if we convert this into millifarad, what we will get as 0.01 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 10 raised to 3. So here if you multiply it, we will get 10 millifarad as our capacitance value, okay? So the correct option will be this 10 millifarad, okay? So you can see if you know all these 4 conditions, you are going to solve maximum power transfer theorem sums very easily, okay? So that's it for today. Thank you guys.